Fox 10 News starts now with breaking news.
Yesterday afternoon, discovery was made and recovered the bodies that we believe to be the Chalk family. The sizes are consistent, and there were 3 bodies recovered.
Yeah, we're going straight to breaking news this morning. As you just heard Mobile County Sheriff Paul Burch say, investigators believe they've found the bodies of a Theodore family missing for more than a month. Law enforcement agents uncovered the bodies in a field in South Baldwin County. And that's where Fox 10's Brendan Kirby is live right now. Brendan, please bring us up to date.
Well, Ashland, investigators found the bodies yesterday, and they're still here hard at work today. I'm going to step out of the way and let you see. It's difficult to see because we can't get down to the spot where the bodies were actually found, but there's a big law enforcement presence out here. Sheriff Burch described the discovery as a routine follow-up at a property associated with the man accused of their abduction, Hector Gamaliel Agrataguerra. Cadaver dogs alerted on a spot where Sheriff Burch says all 3 bodies were buried. Investigators say they hope to have preliminary autopsy results later today for the victims, Aurelia Chalk and her 2 children, 17-year-old Nurica Chalk and 2-year-old Anthony Garcia Chalk. The Sheriff's Office and federal law enforcement agencies have been searching for them since January. Agrataguerra had been charged with kidnapping. Now, Mobile County District Attorney Keith Blackwood says he will upgrade those charges to capital murder. Meanwhile, Sheriff Burch not mincing words.
Yeah, he's an evil person that will face his judgment soon.
This is a horrific and gruesome murder. The state will seek the death penalty in this case. The charges will be signed today, and we will move through the Alabama justice system.
So far, Sheriff Burch says investigators are in the dark about what the possible motive for all this could be. And the news conference today was delayed by just a little bit, and the sheriff says that's because he took a call from the White House pledging the full support of the United States of America. And we're going to have more on this developing story throughout the day. Reporting live from Summerdale, Brendan Kirby, Fox 10 News.
Brendan, thank you. And again, as he just mentioned, stay with Fox 10 News for this story as we bring you all updates throughout the day. Well, following the severe weather threat, crews spent the morning cleaning up the damage left behind. Right now, you're taking a look at Halls Mill Road earlier this morning, where Alabama Power worked to clean up a tree that fell on several power lines. Those downed power lines left several businesses without power as well. Thankfully, there were no injuries, but traffic was slowed due to only 1 lane being open there. And it is 11:02 now. Here's a current look at the Alabama Power outage map. We're still seeing several areas across Mobile County and Baldwin County affected by those power outages. Alabama Power does tell us they are working actively around the clock to restore power to those neighborhoods and are asking you all to be patient. We'll keep you updated on those numbers throughout the day.
Definitely an active night overnight last night. We had quite a few tornado warnings. We've had a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings. We're seeing wind damage. The National Weather Service is doing damage reports as of this morning, so we'll keep you updated on that. But here's a look at that line that brought us that weather that is well off to our east at this point over areas of Tallahassee, Jacksonville, just making its way out of Albany right now. But as you can see, not much going on in our area. No rain, but we are seeing an overcast look. It is a little chilly out there right now as well. Our Daphne camera, for whatever reason, is not working at this time, so we're just going to move past it. But Orange Beach, though, you can see a little bit of a rip current out there. High risk of rip currents is what we're expecting today after that system moved through. This is a look at our Orange Beach camera, sponsored by Eastern Shore Toyota. 55 degrees overcast. Some people are making the most of their beach day today, but definitely cool out there. So as you can see, temperatures this morning are barely making it to the 50s in certain areas, especially near Highway 84. 47 degrees in Grove Hill right now, 52 in Evergreen, 49 in Chatham, 49 in Leakesville as well as Lucedale, 51 here in Mobile, 55 in Gulf Shores, and 58 over in Navarre. And our dew points are in that dry category. We're feeling that coolness, especially after a long week of nearly 80-degree temperatures and humid conditions. So definitely a different feel out there. Wind gusts right now, 31-mile-per-hour wind gusts here in Mobile. A northerly wind bringing in that cool, dry air, 26-mile-per-hour mile-per-hour wind gusts in Pensacola, 24 mile-per-hour wind gusts in Grove Hill, 33 mile-per-hour wind gusts in Evergreen, and 24 in Leakesville. This is going to stay pretty consistent throughout the day today. Almanac on top of that is going to be much cooler, so we're going to feel that cool, brisk feel throughout the day today, but some sunshine by this afternoon. 64 degrees for a forecast high today, below average when we're typically seeing about 71 degrees. And over the next 5 hours, that cloud coverage will begin to clear, mostly sunny skies by 1 o'clock, then mainly sunny skies by 2 o'clock. Temperatures in the lower 60s as we go on through our afternoon. Like I mentioned, below average will be in the lower 60s near Highway 84. As you get closer to the beaches, will be in the mid 60s. So definitely a cooler day for our Thursday. And we are tracking our next rain chance. It is going to be dry over the next few days, but we have our next system moving through late into next weekend, into early next week. So we have some lingering showers possible on Sunday. Then our next front moves through on Monday, and it brings us a big temperature change. We're actually expecting cooler than average temperatures for our week next week. So here's a look at our 7-day forecast just to give you an idea. We're going to have warm temperatures going into this weekend, then cooler temperatures into next week. We'll be breaking down your full forecast in just a bit.
All right, Hannah, thank you. Back in our headlines this morning, for the first time, a mother is speaking out after she says her 13-year-old stepped in to protect her during a violent attack. Deputies say Darnell Hernandez Lopez, her husband, tried to strangle her, but her son jumped in, punching him several times. The mother says her husband was threatening to kill her and everyone inside the home. She says she tried to keep her husband outside and told her son to call police and stay in the house to get them time to get there. But she says after Hernandez Lopez hit the side of the house, her 13-year-old got worried and came out to see what was happening. She says Hernandez Lopez swung at her son, but he dodged the blow and fought back.
I was able to get him on the ground, and that's when he punched him a few times and knocked him out until the police arrived.
Hernandez Lopez is now behind bars this morning in the Baldwin County Jail, charged with domestic violence strangulation. His wife says she and her son are safe and do not have serious injuries after this violent encounter. Since the start of 2026, Fox 10 has reported on at least 11 shootings across the Mobile area. 4 of them involving suspects or victims who are 20 years old or younger. DJ Rodsky is a local activist and mentor who works with young people already in the justice system, including the Strickland Youth Detention Center. He says the root of the problem comes down to one thing: opportunity.
It's hard to tell a young man don't do this, doing that when he's on the street. But when you locked up, I tell him, do it, look around again. Look around one more time. What do you see? Is this what you want? Every young person that we lose, I take that to heart, because I take everything personal with these young people, and we have to do better as a society, as a city, and as our own community, because nobody's gonna save us but us.
Now, Rodsky says mentorship, community programs, and stronger support systems can help steer young men away from violence before they end up in the justice system. Well, listen to this. The town of Frisco City will now have a special election to determine who will take the title of mayor and District 1 Town Council. This all comes after a lawsuit and the indictment of 3 Monroe County women for voter fraud in the Frisco City municipal election last August. During a court hearing yesterday, the judge ordered town officials to create a workable voter list showing all registered and eligible voters, as well as a district list showing the district each resident lives in. The judge also ruled that anyone who worked the August municipal election cannot work in the special election. Now, the judge gave town officials 45 days to create those lists. Meanwhile, Alabama lawmakers are considering whether the state should close its primaries or keep them open. Currently, Alabama voters do not have to declare a political party affiliation when registering to vote. That means anyone can vote in either primary. House Bill 541, known as the SAVE Act, would change that. It requires voters to register with a political party in order to vote in a primary or primary runoff. That would mean only registered Republicans could vote in Republican primaries and only registered Democrats in Democratic primaries. General elections, though, would not be affected. Iranian attacks on shipping and oil infrastructure are escalating today, and the country's leadership says they have no plan to back down in the face of unrelenting airstrikes by the U.S. and Israel. But lawmakers on Capitol Hill worry the war could prompt reprisal attacks from Iranian sleeper cells on American soil. Fox News correspondent Rebecca Castor has the details now from Capitol Hill.
Iran's new supreme leader remains out of sight after being injured in an Israeli airstrike, but he says his country won't surrender and the fighting continues. Less than a week after being elected to succeed his father, the new Ayatollah Mojtaba Khamenei issued a defiant message. Read by a news anchor, Khamenei says Iran will seek revenge for the deaths of its top leaders and school children mistakenly hit by what was likely a U.S. missile. He's keeping the Strait of Hormuz closed until the war is over and told Iran's Gulf neighbors U.S. bases need to be removed. Back home, the focus is turning to Iranian threats to the homeland. Yesterday, an Iranian group took credit for launching a cyber attack on Stryker, one of the top medical device makers in the U.S. The FBI also issued a bulletin for law enforcement in California to be on the lookout for drone attacks, though experts say the size and scope of a strike like that is unlikely.
To pull off an attack like that, it obviously needs a lot of people. It needs a lot of materials.
Here on Capitol Hill, Democrats are demanding public hearings. They want Secretary of State Marco Rubio and Pentagon Chief Pete Hegseth to testify under oath.
The American people deserve answers. Senate Republicans must listen to the outrage of the public.
But most Republicans say that's a non-starter.
It's another day in the life of the drama Dems.
Democrats are also raising concerns about the price tag. The first 6 days of the war reportedly cost more than $11 billion. On Capitol Hill, Rebecca Castor, Fox News.
Well, look at this. Flames and smoke engulfing fuel tankers near a port in southern Iraq last night after a suspected Iranian attack in the Persian Gulf. The same is happening to boats across the Strait of Hormuz, disrupting the globe's oil supply. Energy Secretary Chris Wright says the U.S. will now release 172 million barrels of oil from its Strategic Petroleum Reserve. This is all part of a larger effort from the International Energy Agency, which will make 400 million barrels of emergency oil available. Well, a Russian court convicting 19 people for their involvement in a mass shooting, which left 149 people dead in Moscow. On March 22, 2024, 4 gunmen opened fire in a concert hall as people waited for a rock band to perform. Those gunmen later setting the building on fire, and over 600 people were injured during the event. Those 19 defendants will serve sentences ranging from roughly 20 years to life in prison. While a faction of the Islamic group claimed it was responsible for the attack, Russia, with no evidence, has pointed the finger at Ukraine, saying it played a role. But Kyiv has denied being involved. Well, NOAA warns El Nino may return later this year. We'll tell you how that could impact the Earth coming up. Plus,
folks in Illinois and Indiana are assessing the damage following a major storm that brought multiple tornadoes to the area. I'm Katie Byrne in Kankakee, Illinois. I'll have the details coming up.
And here's a look at our next 10 hours over in Fairhope. We had some rain this morning associated with a strong line of showers and thunderstorms, but we'll see those clouds start to dissipate as we get into this afternoon with temperatures in the mid-60s. Plenty of sunshine, but breezy conditions as well. A cooler and breezy day across the Gulf Coast. We'll have more on your forecast and more Fox 10 News after.